What are the pros and cons of living in Leander, Texas in the year 2024? This small Texas city was at the center of attention in the year 2021, where it ranked the #1 fastest growing Texas city. If you're considering a move to Leander and you have never visited here before, you're probably looking for someone to go over their pros and cons list, things that they love about living here, things that they wish would be better, and you are in the right place. So buckle up. I'm excited to explore my pros and cons of living in Leander in 2024. Now, who am I? Why should you care about what I have to say about Leander? My name is Jordan Brown. I am a local realtor and resident here in Leander, Texas. I've been living here since February of 2018, where we bought out here, and I have had a tremendous experience of watching this small city grow into what it is now. And I've also helped a lot of clients buy or sell in Leander, Texas. So I've gotten a lot of feedback from them as far as things that they really enjoy about it, what attracted them to the area, and now that they've lived here, maybe things that they didn't know before that they wish they would have known, and their favorite and least favorite thing about living here. And so today I'm excited to share that information with you. So let's start with the pros. #1 is growth. When people buy a home somewhere, typically they don't want the home values to go down. So what impacts home values in an area? You've got jobs, stability, competent local governments, and attractive developments, just to name a few aspects. Leander has a very positive outlook for many of these things, the biggest of which comes in the form of Northline. Northline is a 115-acre development that's going to include shopping, dining, nightlife, many of the things of which are kind of void here in the Leander area right now and that residents are yearning for. Currently, Northline is set to be completed by 2031, and it's a total game changer for the area and the residents if it happens. The reason I say this is because the retailer that was set to anchor Northline has pulled out because they failed to meet certain financial obligations by their deadline. Former Leander Mayor Troy Hill actually added some commentary on this on a local Northline Facebook post. It would be so great for this area if we could find a retailer that's committed to the growth of Leander and serve as that real central attraction to Northline. But as it stands currently, it's just another housing development. I'm personally not feeling super encouraged just because there's a big lack of updates from Northline's Facebook group or any of their other press releases. So we'll see what happens. I've also heard rumblings that a Target might be making its way to Leander, which is really exciting. That's just rumors right now, it's unconfirmed, but if true, it's just another vote of confidence from major corporations in Leander's future growth. The second pro is going to be proximity. While there may not be a ton to do in Leander right now, Leander's proximity to nearby cities that do have those things kind of make up for that gap. Leander has not one, but 2 HEBs, which if you're unfamiliar is a staple in grocery stores. There's also a small sample of locally owned places to eat. Some of my favorites are Sharks Burgers, Thirsty Chicken, and the Perky Beans Cafe. Other than that, there's a few choices for fast food in the area, and if you want options beyond that, you gotta go somewhere else. My wife and I find ourselves driving to nearby Cedar Park pretty often for all of our dining and shopping needs. Highway 1431 is right there. It's a frequent stop for us due to the abundance of these options. So back in 2018, I was renting in North Austin, and I remember my best friend bought a house up in Leander, and we would come to visit him, and I would always say to myself, I cannot imagine living this far out of the city. Fast forward, we've been living in Leander for 6 years now, and we don't plan on going anywhere. We've kind of made the adjustment in our lifestyle and our expectations as far as what we have immediately available to us in Leander. So that's something to consider if you're going to be making a move here. We've really grown to appreciate that more small town feel that Leander has somehow managed to keep despite having the explosion of growth within the last few years. And we really like that as compared to that city buzz that Austin gives you. So if you're okay with driving 15 to 20 minutes to nearby Georgetown, Round Rock, or Cedar Park for some of your entertainment needs, then Leander's a great option. The third pro is competitive home prices. Leander's average home price as of December of 2023 was $470,000. In my first Leander's pros and cons video, the average price was $450,000. Now, you're gonna sit there and go, Jordan, prices went up. That's bad, right? Here's some context. That's after we experienced 2.5 years of absolute growth in home pricing. Back in the pandemic era, home prices in Leander were in the $500,000 to $525,000 range. And for comparison, Austin's home prices in December of 2023 were $575,000. So simply put, you can get more home for the money in Leander. The fourth pro to living in Leander is the possibility for some really nice views. Many people think that Texas is just flat, like a barren wasteland. And I used to be in a touring band, and when we would visit locals in other states, they would ask us about Texas, and they would think it's, just flat, hot, tumbleweeds everywhere. And in Leander, that couldn't be further from the case. While Leander doesn't have like a big lake or like a beach or anything for those waterfront properties, what we do have are some really stunning views of the Texas Hill Country. Orchard Ridge, Treviso, and Bryson are just a few of the communities that have really beautiful views. You can go out on the deck, sip your coffee in the morning, and overlook the treetops of the Texas Hill Country. You can count me in. Number 5, solid school districts. One constant since my first video is that Leander ISD continues to be a solid, great school district backed by many different online sources. You can see here that niche.com ranked Leander ISD as the #1 school district in all of Williamson County and number 29 out of all of Texas school districts. They even ranked number 17 out of 1,000 Texas districts for having the best teachers. For many families, this is a huge draw to Leander. My wife and I just had a kiddo, and now we have to think about schools and where he's going to grow up. This is a big anchor for us. If you're trying to move to the area and school systems matter, you want your kid well educated, Leander is a fantastic option. I've had many clients choose Leander for this reason alone. All right, let's talk about the cons now. Number 1 is going to be water issues. Long story short, Leander has a long, lengthy tussle with water supply. In 2020, things got a lot worse when we had a pipeline bust, which added to an existing issue. This past summer, Austin hit a record hot streak, causing all of Georgetown water customers to go on water restrictions. Many local residents are concerned about the explosive growth in the area and all the development that's going on without addressing these water issues first. Last year, I attended the Leander Real Estate Summit, and I got to hear from the mayor, who said that these problems with water shortages are looking to be addressed. The current timeline for that is roughly 2 years out. You can find the mayor's addressing of this issue linked below in the description. Here's a big con for the younger generations. Gen Z and millennials have gone on record to say that Leander has very little in it for them. There's no entertainment, there's nothing to do. I know, Gen Z kids and millennials complaining, no way. But you know what? They're actually not that wrong. Entertainment wise, there's no movie theater, there's no bowling alley, there's no major shopping strip or other destination locations in Leander as of this filming. Nearby Round Rock has a sweet lineup of things to do, like the Dell Diamond if you want to go watch some baseball. You've got Kalahari, which is the world's largest indoor water park. You've got the outlets for shopping, none of which is found in Leander. One term that I've heard Leander described as is a bedroom city. What this means is that you sleep in Leander, but you're more likely to wake up and go for your entertainment needs or go for work in a nearby city. Depending on your lifestyle preferences, this is either a very good thing or a big con. The last con on this list, traffic. 2 years ago, I mentioned that Leander traffic was a noteworthy con of living in Leander, and for the foreseeable future, that will not change. There's a minimum of 3 years left on this operation. If there's any pro to all this, at least we're not in Austin, because that traffic is crazy. I would not wish traveling on Mopac or I-35 at 5 p.m. on my worst enemy. So as you can see, there's a lot to consider if you're looking to make a move to Leander. Hopefully in this video, I've given you some clarity from a resident standpoint and with feedback that I've received from some of my clients who have lived in the area, helping you make a decision whether this is a good fit for you or not. With that being said, if you're watching this video and you're still convinced Leander is the place for you, I would love to be a resource for you. As I mentioned, I'm a top 2% producing realtor here in the greater Austin area. I live in Leander, so North Austin and beyond that greater area is my specialty. I'm happy to talk a little more in depth with you about my experiences here in Leander. If you have any questions at all, my contact information is in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, if you found any of this useful and you want to stay up to date with all my real estate content relevant to Leander and the North Austin area, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. What didn't I cover in this? Is there something you want to see in a future video discussed about Leander or any other topic related to real estate? Thank you so much for watching. This is Jordan Brown signing out. I'll see you in the next video.